Hi everyone, I'm Heather Sample, and today I want to speak with you about mental and behavioral treatment during the pandemic, or just in the privacy of your own home. Did you know that cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can be effective treating a whole slew of issues like depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, or even problems with sleeping? Today I will be speaking about mental health, and more importantly, mental health during the pandemic. It was not surprising at all that mental health issues and addiction rose in our country and around the world during COVID-19. But it made me wonder, how do people seek treatment or start healing or get on the path to recovery if they're stuck in their own homes and if most, if not all, businesses are closed? So my topic today is cognitive behavioral therapy, and the twist is talking about internet or technology delivered CBT, which is referred to as ICBT. Many studies have been done on ICBT, and the articles that I have chosen to cite from today are studies done by Linköping University, McMaster's University, and Karolinska Institute. Linköping University focuses on anxiety disorders and found that during a 9-week study that ICBT would affect the volume of a patient's brain and then also slow the activity in their brain, which results in the patient's anxiety getting better. McMaster's University study focuses more on how ICBT can be more effective than actual face-to-face visits with a therapist. They found that ICBT and face-to-face sessions had the same satisfaction and benefits using a mood symptom scale. The Karolinska Institute focuses on treatment for insomnia. This is alongside an additional 20 years of other studies that indicate that ICBT provides the same benefits as face-to-face visits. Sweden has now even adopted internet or technology delivered CBT as their standard of care. I want to first talk about the many barriers that people face while seeking treatment. Some people do not have the time or the financial resources to take off work a couple of times a week. At the same time, people may not have transportation, money for the bus, parking, or gas. During the pandemic, most people were even just afraid to leave their homes. There are many reasons why people are unable to afford or seek conventional treatment. Internet and technology delivered CBT solves a great deal of those obstacles. Along with not having to take off work, pay for parking, or find your way to the therapist's office, there is no long wait times or risks to your health. The article on Linköping University speaks of their study of 26 patients that suffer from anxiety disorders. I would have to say that the proof of cognitive behavioral therapy is in the pudding. After only 9 weeks of patients receiving CBT over the internet, the patients would get an MRI, and this would actually prove that the amygdala inside their brain was indeed a lot smaller. Not only was this study able to prove that ICBT shrunk a part of the patient's brain, but because of that shrinkage, the activity in their brain was lessened, which in turn resulted in lessened anxiety. Doctoral student Christopher N.T. Manson said, "The greater the improvement we saw in the patients, the smaller the size of their amygdala. The study also suggests that the reduction in the volume drives the reduction in brain activity." Also, those that ran the study are still researching to be able to pinpoint the singular moment in the treatment process that the brain actually begins to change. Now that we have discussed the evidence of ICBT actually working, I want to jump ahead to the McMaster's University study that focuses on individuals that suffer from depression. McMaster compiled 17 different trials that looked into electronic delivered CBT and the differences, if any, with conditional face-to-face visits. These studies were done before COVID-19 between 2003 and 2018. McMaster found that electronically delivered cognitive behavioral therapy was more effective for patients that suffered from depression than face-to-face therapy sessions. The study did not just stick to delivering CBT through the internet, they also used video conferencing, phone calls, text messages. A corresponding author to this article, Zena Saman, said, "Although this study started before the current COVID-19 pandemic, it is timely and assuring that treatment delivered electronically works as well, if not better, than face-to-face, and there is no compromise in the quality of care that patients are receiving during this stressful time." The last study that I want to talk about and share with you today is the one done by Karolinska Institute in Sweden. Preparing a study that compiled 20 years of other studies that shows that internet-delivered cognitive behavioral therapy works and provides the same standard of care and benefits that the face-to-face method does. Karolinska has performed a study with 251 patients that received ICBT because they were suffering from insomnia. During this study, the patients would receive about a month of ICBT, and then they would be evaluated on a questionnaire and algorithm-based tools to find if they were low or high risk for failing to complete treatment. If the patients were considered high risk, then they would be offered additional support and changes would be made to their treatment plan accordingly. ICBT benefits everyone involved in that there would be less lengthy treatment without reaching the desired effect, and that the healthcare system would be less burdened, which means that providers could help more patients and that patients wouldn't have to suffer longer than need be. Honestly, after reading these different articles on this topic, internet and electronically delivered cognitive behavioral therapy sounds like a win-win for everyone involved to me. Researching this subject has not only opened my eyes to the possibilities in the treatment of mental health and behavioral issues, but has shown me that there is hope for people that are suffering in our world today. Delivering cognitive behavioral therapy to patients via the internet or other forms of technology is proven to have physical effects on patients' brains and is proven to provide the same, if not better, care than the standard face-to-face visit method. Everyone should not only have the right, but the ability to seek, find, and reap the benefits of proper care. If one thing this pandemic has taught me is that mental health is important. And because of this research, I now know and can share with you today that there is help out there. They can receive care without the worry of going out and risking your health during COVID-19.